Alright guys, welcome to the next episode of the SamDjanShow. Today I'm going to show my top 10 worst movies of 2022. So let's get into it. Welcome back to SamDjanShow, where I talk about movies, pop culture. Today I'm going to show you my top 10 worst movies of 2022. If you have your own list, feel free to put in the comments now. Let's start. Number 10, I have Don't Worry Darling. This movie, I remember when they announced it, stars Florence Pugh, Harry Styles, Olivia Wilde, Gemma Chan, Kiki Lane, Nick Kroll, and Chris Pine. And I was looking forward to this because it was directed by Olivia Wilde. She did Booksmart, which I actually enjoyed that film. So I was looking for this movie, and there was all drama behind this movie. Like Shia LaBeouf was supposed to be in this movie, but I think got fired by Olivia Wilde. So I watched it in cinema, and I have to say it just wasn't good. Like it was. I get what she was trying to do, but it just didn't feel like a good story. It was recycled, like Stepford Sisters, The Matrix, which those movies just did it way better. But I get everyone was good, specifically Chris Pine, Florence Pugh was good, Harry Styles was okay. I don't really mind him, but yeah, that's Don't Worry Darling. Number nine, Jurassic World Dominion. Now I was looking forward to this because this was the last one in the trilogy, and I was hoping this would be better than Fallen Kingdom. And Sam Neill's come back, Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum were coming back, and then it wasn't that good. It wasn't about dinosaurs. I wanted to like this movie. Colin Trevorrow was coming back, Bryce Dallas Howard was in this, Chris Pratt, and it just wasn't a good movie. The story wasn't good, and it's such a step down, and it's just a letdown. It's not the worst Jurassic World Park movie, but yeah, I don't know where you go with this franchise. It was just underwhelming. Number 8, we have Blonde. This was stars Anna de Armas, and this came on Netflix September 20th. I watched it on Netflix, and I was kind of like let down by it. It really didn't tell about Marilyn Monroe's life, and it was just NC-17, and it was like it was just. It wasn't about her life. Like it says that she had a baby, she had talking fetus. Even though Marilyn Monroe didn't have any kids, and it was NC-17. They were trying to be edgy, and then she was just naked all the time. It was just I don't know what this movie was even about. Anna de Armas was good. It wasn't her fault. It's just the script wasn't good. And yeah, I did a review on it. You can check out my channel. And it was nothing to do with. It was like none of it was accurate to Marilyn Monroe. And yeah, so that's Blonde. Number 7, we have Luck. Now, this is an Apple TV movie, and this was directed by John Lasseter. If you don't know, he used to be the chief creative officer at Pixar, but he got fired because of the whole Harvey Weinstein thing. And this movie, I feel like it could have been good. It had good potential. It just wasn't that good. The animation is okay, but this is the first one by Skydance Animation. And I was really hoping this movie to be good, and it just really wasn't. It was just underwhelming. I feel like it could have been good. It had a good story to it, so yeah, it's like. Number 6, we have Thor: Love and Thunder. Now, when they announced this movie, I didn't care for it. Mainly because I just didn't care about Thor in the MCU. I don't like any of the Thor movies. I thought the first one was okay. The second one was terrible. I did not like Ragnarok, so when they announced he was getting a fourth movie, I saw the trailers and I was like, it was okay. It had Sweet Little Child of Mine. And then I watched the movie and it just wasn't good. And like Thor was an idiot in this movie. I did not like Korg. He was just annoying. The Guardians of the Galaxy were wasted. I thought they were gonna have a big part in the movie, but they weren't. Natalie Portman was good as Jane Foster. She was good in here than the other two movies. Valkyrie was good, played by Tessa Thompson. Christian Bale was good as Gore. My only problem is I wish he was in it more, and you didn't see him killing, and he only kills one person in the beginning. And yeah, it was just annoying. Some of the CGI, some of it was good, some of it wasn't. It was just too short. I did not like Screaming Ghosts. I thought they were annoying. So yeah, I still love it. It's not the worst MC movie. It's probably the worst one of the one that came out this year. So yeah, that is Thor: Love and Thunder. Then number 5, we have The Ice Age Adventures of Buck Wild. Now, this is the sixth Ice Age movie. It's coming off of Blue Sky Studios. After Disney got Fox and they closed down Blue Sky Studios, they decided to make another Ice Age to capitalize on it. This movie was terrible. I just didn't care about any of the characters. None of the cast members came back outside Simon Pegg, who plays Buck. Um, the animation, you could tell the animation was not. It was nothing like Blue Sky. The animation was done by a different studio, and yeah, I just didn't like it. The story was just terrible. I didn't like the new voices. I just didn't like the animation. It was just forgettable. No, I didn't like Ice Age 1, 2, and 3. I did not like Continental Drift, and Collision Course was just terrible. I didn't care for it. And yeah, I just didn't care for this one. So yeah. Number 4 we have Pinocchio. Um the Disney Pinocchio. This movie was great. I enjoyed it. Um this movie was terrible. No, wait. This movie was terrible. Um I'm sorry, I confused it with the Guillermo del Toro's one. This is the Disney Pinocchio, the one with Tom Hanks, and this is the remake of the 1941. This movie was terrible. I didn't care for it. I don't wish the animated one, or even Guillermo del Toro's one, which yeah, this movie was just terrible. I just didn't care for it. It was just B2B ripoff of the animated one when the animated one just did it better. That's Pinocchio. I saw it came out the Disney Plus day. I watched it and it was just terrible. And yeah, I'm not looking forward to that. I watched the Wendy one, the Peter Pan and Wendy one, the Little Mermaid, but I don't care for the Lion King one and Snow White one. I have to see a trailer. So yeah. So number 3 we have Moonfall. Now this was directed by Roland Emmerich, and it stars Holly Berry, Patrick Wilson in it. And this movie was, I feel like, had a good concept. The story just wasn't good. It just wasn't executed well. Like Roland Emmerich, he did the Godzilla, the 1988 one. He did The Day After Tomorrow. He did 2012. He did he does a lot of disaster movies. He did Independence Day Resurgence, and then he came back with this. It just mediocre. I feel like it could have been better, but it was a mid-script, mediocre waste of Harley Berry and Patrick Wilson. And no, it's pretty much what I have to say. I even saw this in the cinema, and I just didn't like it. Number 2, we got Morbius, the third movie of Sony's Spider-Man universe. I didn't care for this movie. I hated Venom. I hated it. I hated Venom Let It Be Carnage. This one comes out April Fool's Day. This is supposed to come out like 2020. Kept getting pushed back. And yeah, I did not care about anyone. I did not care about Jared Leto. I like Matt Smith. He was the only good person. Everyone else was terrible. And yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say about Morbius. I'm not going to watch it again. The post-credit scene was just so terrible. I'm not going to spoil it. You can check it on YouTube. It's just so bad. And I'm just done with the Sony universe. They've got Madam Web. What else did they have? Craven's coming out this year. We got Madam Web. We also got Venom 3, and we also get El Muerto. I don't care for any of those films. I'm just done with this universe. They didn't want to go. They didn't even have a Spider-Man in this universe. And so yeah, so before I get to number 1, I've got some honorable mentions. We got Spiderhead. We got Spiderhead. I saw this on Netflix. Stars Johnny Smollett, Bell, Miles Teller, Chris Hemsworth. Was directed by Tron Krasinski, did Tron Legacy, and Top Gun Maverick. And this movie could have been good. It just wasn't. Yeah, Chris Hemsworth playing the villain, but I didn't see him as villain because he's been the MCU so long. Or I see him as pretty much a Thor. So all his other movies, he just wasn't. Ghostbusters, like I liked him Extraction, but he just doesn't play a villain. Miles Teller was good, Johnny Smollett was good, but yeah, then we got Firestarter, the remake. I didn't care for this. This had Zac Efron in it. It's based on Stephen King's story, Firestarter. I didn't care for this one. I didn't even like the original one, the one that had Drew Barrymore in it. And yeah, and then we got Me Time. This movie, another Netflix movie from Kevin Hart, which he also did was in The Man from Toronto, which had Woody Harrelson, which I thought it was better than this one. This one was just terrible. And the number 1 worst movie of 2022 is 365 Days This Day. This is the whole trilogy erotic trilogies like 50 Shades of Grey. But I'd rather even watch 50 Shades of Grey because the first was trash. This one's trash. There's even a third one that came out last year. This one was trash. I don't care for any of these movies. And yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to say. So that is it with today's video. So guys, thank you for watching my videos. My next video. Bye.